In a world where life is treated like a game, the odds often seem stacked against the less fortunate. A boy, quiet and unassuming, drifts through his days, unnoticed by those around him. He's mastered a single skill, the ability to dominate in an online video game where tactics and precision reign supreme. But outside that digital arena, his real life is a different story altogether. One fateful day, his quiet existence is interrupted when someone challenges him to play a very different kind of game. The rules, unwritten. The stakes, everything. Is he prepared to step out of his comfort zone and rewrite the way he views the world? The boy spends most of his time immersed in the game he knows best. With every click of his controller, he's reminded of his competence, his strength, and, ironically, his isolation. In the digital realm, he's a champion. But at school, he's just another face in the crowd. He's never cared about making friends or standing out. To him, life outside the game feels meaningless, a setup designed to favor the lucky and punish the weak. But as he logs off one evening, a peculiar message pings through his screen, a challenge from someone claiming to know him in real life. Curiosity gets the better of him. He agrees to meet this mysterious challenger at a local cafe, only to discover it's someone he least expects, a bright and popular girl from his school. She greets him with a confident smirk, her energy starkly contrasting his reserved demeanor. "I've been watching you," she says, setting her drink on the table. "You're incredible in the game, but in real life, you're wasting your potential." Her words sting, but she's not wrong. She proposes a deal. If he can dominate the online game, why can't he approach life the same way? Her offer is simple. She'll teach him the rules of real-life gameplay, but only if he's willing to put in the effort. Initially, he resists. The idea of treating life as a game feels absurd, but her persistence wears him down. "What do you have to lose?" she asks, her eyes alight with determination. Their first lesson is anything but easy. She instructs him on the basics: how to greet people, how to hold a conversation, and, most importantly, how to believe in himself. Every interaction feels like a level in a game, one filled with challenges, setbacks, and moments of triumph. As the weeks pass, the lessons grow more complex. He's forced to confront parts of himself he's long ignored: his fear of rejection, his cynicism about others, and his deep-seated belief that life is inherently unfair. During one particularly tough moment, she asks him a pointed question: "If you're so good at adapting to challenges in the game, why can't you do the same here?" Her words ignite something within him. Slowly but surely, he begins to see the parallels between his two worlds. Life, much like his beloved game, is about strategy, adaptability, and persistence. With each small victory, he starts to notice the world in a new light. Conversations that once felt impossible now come more naturally. He starts making connections with classmates he'd previously avoided. But it's not just his social life that changes. He begins to take better care of himself, both physically and mentally. For the first time in years, he feels a sense of control over his own destiny. Yet, even with this newfound progress, doubt lingers. Can he really sustain this growth, or is he just playing a temporary role in someone else's game? One day, during a particularly challenging lesson, he snaps. "Why does any of this matter?" he yells, his frustration boiling over. "People like me don't win in the real world." His mentor doesn't flinch. Instead, she calmly responds, "It's not about winning, it's about choosing to play no matter how unfair the game seems." Her words resonate deeply, planting a seed of hope he didn't realize he needed. Maybe life isn't about perfection or dominance. Maybe it's about showing up, trying, and refusing to back down. The ultimate test comes when he's tasked with organizing a class project, something far outside his comfort zone. At first, he fumbles, unsure of how to lead or inspire others. But as the project unfolds, he applies the lessons he's learned. He listens, adapts, and encourages his classmates, surprising even himself with his ability to connect. The project becomes a success, not because of him alone, but because he learns to trust others and value their strengths. Through it all, his relationship with his mentor deepens. She becomes more than just a guide. She's a friend, a confidant, and perhaps something more. Yet, she remains a mystery in many ways, her motivations and past carefully guarded. One day, as they watch the sunset together, he asks her why she's so invested in helping him. She smiles faintly and replies, "Because I see myself in you, and I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did." Her answer leaves him with more questions than answers, but he chooses to trust her intentions. Just as he begins to feel a sense of balance in his life, she drops a bombshell. "I won't be here forever," she says, her voice tinged with sadness. Her words catch him off guard. What does she mean? Is she leaving? And why now, when everything finally seems to be falling into place? Before he can get a clear answer, she walks away, leaving him alone with his thoughts. As he stares at the empty space where she once stood, one question echoes in his mind. Will he ever see her again?